Hello, updated tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Shining Force 3, Scenario 2, with me, BlueAnkylo. So as you might be able to see in the bottom right, we're on translation version 18, which just came out. Technically this is a test version of 18, and the full release should be out in a week or two, depending on how things go. Maybe I lied, maybe it'll take a month, I don't know, but shortly, let's say. So I'm not sure the exact changes, but, you know, they're there. There'll be some changes. I didn't mean to let it cycle through that again. Sorry about that. Let's get going here. So, in between episodes, I did save it at the church, because if you're gonna change translations mid game, don't rely on save states after you change to a new disc, basically. So I had to use a hard save, basically. Other than that, like I'm not sure exactly what's been updated in the game, and I'm too lazy to go look up a list of possible changes. You can see that Swordisma 8 thing there. I've heard about that. Like, it's to do with Medion's class, and I think it's to do with the number of characters it takes to write swordsman being more or something different than how many Japanese characters it used, and there's just not enough room for extras, or it's very difficult to reorder or something like that. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. There aren't too many glitches like that as far as I'm aware. So, where were we? It's been a while since I've played. I've had some personal stuff to deal with, and then of course I actually had a bit of a difficult time getting the version patched to 18, so that took me a little bit of time. Let me see, is there anything obviously different? I mean, I think if there is anything different, it'll probably be things like, names of special attacks. I think I've read something about that somewhere. Some of the specials have different names. Not that we had any yet, so that doesn't really matter too much. Spoiler alert, sort of. You can capture some enemies in Scenario 2 and 3, I think? Maybe just 2, whatever. And, I think 2 and 3, actually. And, the names of the enemy units that you can capture and join your team, kind of like Pokemon, but sometimes the names of them were a little bit weird. Just the way the translation, you know, someone had to spend the time to capture them all and make sure the names and the attacks all made sense. I mean, as far as I can see, the stuff looks about the same as it was before. I don't know, I mean, see all the items here. I expect most stuff is pretty well established for what names it's going to be. So anyway, where were we? Like I said, I sort of apologize for taking that long break in between episodes. I didn't intend it, but life is what it is. So, where we left off in episode 4 was we just entered this town, whose name I'm really good at remembering. And we're chasing after Synbios, who's supposedly kidnapped the Empire, or the Emperor, and we've also discovered that, let's see, Crowort and Arant, so General Crowort and Prince Arant, our older brother, seem to be working with the masked monks to do some plot. We don't really know what's going on just yet, but, you know, if you watch Scenario 1, you have an idea. So let's go talk to some people. I don't think there's actually much treasure we can get, because anything you picked up in Scenario 1 shouldn't be available in Scenario 2.
I swear the Synbios army is working with the Balsamo sect. The entire army went to meet the Balsamo followers at the inn. They looked ready to start trouble.
So yeah, when we arrived, I believe there was an explosion by the well. So, I think we showed up just a little bit late. I think Synbios is probably gone by now. So, haven't really done anything with the item depot. Let's see what the advice is.
The Crowart soldiers who were guarding Balsamo said the Synbios army and King Benetrim were here. Balsamo isn't that big. We should be able to learn where they went.
Yeah, we won't have to spend 3 episodes exploring Balsamo.
Now, even if the Synbios army is lacking numbers, They have the great knight Daunterez on their side. We must not underestimate them.
Let's just hope the Emperor is still in the town. The Emperor may still be in Balsamo. Balsamic vinegar? Oh, right. If the Medion army is able to find him, we can expect much praise. All of the inequality with your two older brothers could be erased if you were able to rescue your father. So, you know, I mean, Medion, you know, he might be seeking some approval from his dad. That makes sense. All right, well, let's explore the place. Due diligence and always that.
When I was your age, I explored many ruins looking for treasure. The head of Dusty Village, Sharaf, was even one of my men.
I think this is what he told Synbios. Almost verbatim.
Now he's gone and become the leader of the bandits.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what he said to Synbios. And I'm pretty sure we won't be able to get any items. If the rumors are true, the Imperial Army and the bandits of Dusty Village are working together in the shadows. Working with the government goes against everything treasure hunters stand for. Really? I thought they just stood for gathering treasure. Apparently they're not allowed to work with the government either. Alright, any good books? Dusty Village Bandits. Sharaf is the leader of the bandits. Only riffraff live in Dusty Village, and visitors are in danger of being robbed. I don't think we've ever been to Dusty Village then, have we? Because from here, Synbios went across the Dwarf Hills or something, I think? And didn't he end up at Railhead? Which he then snuck out of and went to the train junction or whatever, the train something. And then he got out of this area. I know we fought Sharaf on the train, but I don't think we ever went to his village.
You are a prince. Judging by your age, you must be the third prince. You are Medion, aren't you?
Wow, this is the first guy that recognized us right off, I think. Like, most people, they just talk about us as if we're not even there. Thanks to the peace conference, I'm lucky enough to talk with a member of the aristocracy. Prince Medion, you seem to understand the commoner's point of view. That's why I feel I can relate to you. Sure, why not? I mean, we don't know too much about Medion just yet, but he seems like a pretty nice guy. Traveling around Dwarf Hill. Located south of Railhead, you'll find danger in Dwarf Valley, home to many beasts. Yeah, look at me remembering names, guys. It's because it starts with a letter that's not F. That's the key here. Oh, some sweet snacks. What's better than something moldy? Since you're an Imperial Prince, I'm sure you've been on a train before. And you've probably been on the train that runs east and north of Balsamo. I hate you! I'm so jealous! Ah! So he likes us, but his wife hates us. Fine. Travel on a luxurious train, pay the first-class fare to depart from Railhead, and enjoy the ride between Destonia and Aspia. Also, try to loot all the barrels if you can. I want to find one that says nothing is found. Then I know it's something that I should have found, or it's a spot that I did search in scenario 1. Like, you'll get the, like, empty treasure chest message, basically. If it had something in it before. There will be our first weapon shop of scenario 2. I think this is the first time we can buy any weapons as well. I should double check if there's any deals. I think there are. So, general... I mean, I don't know if I've really talked about how rapiers work compared to the other type of weapons. I can't remember what blades are good at, but sword is kind of like your default. It's like it's a very average sort of statted weapon. The rapiers tend to have a little bit less damage, but more critical. They often give you agility, and the mithril ones also tend to have a little bit more magical properties to them than the normal swords and blades do. So they're kind of the lighter weapons, a little bit less damage, a little bit more finesse. But I will pick up a bronze knife. They're super, super cheap, and that ranged weapon I mean, we use that all the time. I might not equip it all the time, and I still want to level up his rapier skill first, but we will want to pick up, you know, I mean, you saw it with Synbios. It's pretty valuable. Similarly, we're going to want a spear for Campbell. Hopefully I have enough money for all this stuff. We don't need to equip that. Axes, no one can use that yet. I was thinking if they sold halberds here, I might have picked one up for Danterez, because it's still pretty early, and I kind of like halberds a bit more than lances. But, they don't have them. Wooden rod, small wand. I guess technically I could switch to wands for, one of these two. Right now they both have rods. Oh, I should really look up, like, which wands, rods, and ankhs are available in Scenario 2, and then start training up the correct weapon skill for them to get the one I want later on. But I haven't done that yet, and maybe I'll do it in between episodes or something. You know, it's early, no one's got any weapon skills yet. We could easily change over if there was one that... Like, say there's a really good wand for synthesis, but you kind of need level 3 wands to get the full effect out of it. Well, I should probably start training that up, right? But maybe there's a really good rod instead. I don't know. So one thing I definitely want is we were running out of medical herbs. I was using these a lot because we're so low on MP for healing in the last battle. I do remember that, so I want to stock up a fair bit. It kind of feels like the text is a little bit smaller than what it used to be. I don't know, maybe I'm imagining it. I'm probably just imagining it. I'll pick up one more for synthesis. How's Campbell? Campbell's got fairy dust. I'll probably... You think that I don't think we're gonna need fairy dust yet. Like, the herbs, the antidote herbs, they cure poison and paralyze, I believe? Right? Yeah, poison and paralyze. The extra effect that the fairy herbs will cure, we shouldn't be hit by those status elements just yet. Like, we shouldn't be getting confusion or I think it can cure slow, and there's another one called freeze that roots you in place. There's some stuff like that. We'll just give him one of these. Alright, let me sell a couple things. Okay, there should be... I'll double check. I'm actually pretty sure there's a couple deals we should unlock. Even if we don't want to buy them, just unlocking them means they'll be here in the future. Generally don't care about... whatever those are called. Chimera Wings? No, that's... that's a different game. What's the name of these? Sorry, I'm mixing up my Dragon's Quest with my... my Shining Force here. What were they called? Egress... Angel Wings. Yeah, they look like Angel Wings. You know, in the Dragon Quest series, you can get Chimera Wings of some sort that fly you back to villages. It's a pretty common RPG trope, right? So right, now I want to get a couple deals. Let me just double check, just real quick here. We're currently in Balsamo. At the item shop, there are 2 haggles, and one specifically is a really good idea to unlock. So let's do that. So this will be our first haggle of Scenario 2. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. I think I usually... What did I estimate? Like, maybe 4 or 5 tries on average? Something like that? So there's a potion. That's the full heal, which is really good late game, but very weak early game. Because you spend a lot of money... And a medical herb would have done the same job, basically, until you've got, you know, 60 or 70 HP. Then it's really good. So there should be one more, and the other one is better. I don't know if I ever really bought very many of these later on in the game, but I'll try to remember this time. Like, I'll do the haggling at all the shops. And then this way, later on, when I want a goddess tier, I can go to the item shop and buy one, because that'll be stored now in the deal section for the rest of the game. Which is cool. And that one is pretty valuable. In fact, even early on, that's pretty good. Because, in fact, it might be better early on, now that I think about it. Either for Uryudo or Synthesis. Because they're so short on MP right now, the ability to restock and keep healing or keep casting magic That's pretty good. I'm not gonna buy it right now. I'm still not 100% sure if I want to use... Like, it's a limited item. You can't just buy multiples of them. They're pretty rare. I should save them for emergencies. Okay, hey buddy. Imperials were at the city entrance up until a while ago. They seem to enjoy harassing the citizens. We're not safe with the Republican Imperial armies here for the peace conference. And those masked monks. I don't see any masked monks. But yeah, remember in Scenario 1, we couldn't leave because the soldiers were guarding it? Midian apparently killed all those guys. Now, I think this was the Republic headquarters? Maybe not. Oh, right, I remember, I think we came in here as Synbios and there just wasn't anything we could do here. That guy's dead.
I'm healthy, but I refuse to abandon my sick companion. If only you could save her, I would be indebted to you.
Wonder who that guy is. Maybe some axe-wielding guy that we can get to expand the force?
I can't take it anymore. Fever won't go down and I can't stop shaking.
I'm so weak, I can't even walk. I feel like I'm going to die. How long can I endure this? So, he's got a fever, and he's weak. Let's try giving him an antidote herb. Ah, I feel better. I'm well. Freaking centaurs. I've been cured. It was just poison? If I'd known that, I wouldn't have had to endure that sickness so long. In the name of our great empire, I wish to join your force. I'll be a great asset to your army. Well, we'll see about that. The last Archer Knight, or Centaur Knight, whatever they called him, wasn't that great. By the way, Prince Medion, I think those bozo monks know something about the Emperor's abduction. We should investigate. So we got a new character. That's probably good.
You did it! You saved Waltz. I'm so relieved. Please allow me to join your army as well.
Rock the Warrior. I'm trying to remember if these job names, class names are the same.
As Walt suggested, we should investigate those masked monks. Dusty Village would be a good place to start. Just before the abduction, messengers were being frequently sent back and forth between Balsamo sect and Dusty Village. We have heard many bad rumors about Dusty Village. It is said to be a haven for bandits. It would certainly be worth checking out. Alright, so we got a couple new party members. Party on members. Starts at level 2, that's fine. So we've got an Archer Knight, our first typically range unit. I wasn't overly amazed by these guys in Scenario 1. I mean, these are the Centaur versions rather than the sort of human versions. I didn't notice a huge difference in stats between Hayward and Justin. I think it was Justin, right? I really wish the Archer Knights, this type of class, got 6 movements. Just +1 would be enough. Like May from Shining Force 2, but they got nerfed a little bit. Looks like he's got low but positive magic defense, which is something. And he uses quarrels instead of bows or shell weapons. And the critical boost, like, I don't know if it's definitely not the best support bonus, but it does count for skill activations, I'm pretty sure, so it's not the worst. It's better than, well, it's better than some. Not as good as just straight attack power, or straight defense power. Rock the Warrior. So I had a lot of fun with Obright, and, what was the other guy? I forget his name. Horst?
that stacking defense bonus for people was very, very valuable. So I'm looking forward to Rock, although his magic defense is terrible. He's another axe guy. I guess technically I could try to switch him to maces or something, but I don't think we can buy any. Similarly, I don't think we could buy any normal arrows for... We're gonna have to get all these names straightened up. Waltz. Waltz is the arrow guy. Bow. Crossbow. But I should buy a tomahawk. I think we had... Did we have tomahawks? We don't have access to tomahawks just yet. Oh, I actually could have bought a wooden arrow rather than a quarrel. I was wrong. I lied to you guys. Well, I don't know exactly the difference between arrows, quarrels, and shells. I think it's a bit easier to get a range 3 arrow than a range 3 quarrel, if I remember correctly. And I think the quarrels, they get their critical bonus, and they might do a little bit more damage on average. But the range is generally better. The quicker you can get a range 3 weapon, the better. If your primary means is shooting people. So yeah, there's that. I guess there's not much to buy then. You know what I will do is I will buy a couple more medical herbs for the new people. You know, early game, having lots of spare healing items is a good idea. And Rock, sure, he can hold on to his antidote herb. Now, the next map did have worms in Synbios' Scenario 1. So having a few anti-poison type items or anti-paralyzed poison, whatever we get, might not be a bad idea. And 21 minutes, haven't even finished exploring. I gotta hurry, guys. Okay, I've recruited the people that needed recruiting. Remember there used to be something there, so I know for sure it's transferred over the items that I did get last time. That's good to know. I am an Imperial Prince. Let's skim through some of these dialogues a little bit quicker here, just to save some time. I can't believe it. So this was the house of the kid. Oh man, I forget his name. I'm considered a town elder and spend much of the time advising citizens. But I love to indulge my grandchild. I would do anything for my little Toby. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one Albright saved, I think. You know, it's been a couple months for me. We're not playing through these super quick. I know I'm trying to release 2 episodes a day. That goes pretty quick, but... I swear I didn't help the Synbios army. Please don't turn me in. Well, we're not like our brothers. Speed checking on these houses. I think she complained about Synbios as well, didn't she? Unless, maybe she was one of the ones that thought Synbios was cute. Can't remember. No, this sounds very familiar. This is like exactly the same thing they said last time. I'm pretty sure they're basically just saying the same thing over and again. Which is cool. Consistency. Okay, yeah, there is a ruins coming up. I'm not sure if we can even get to it, though, because the ruins map, I believe, was in the chest right before the well, whatever the guy's name was. We'll get there soon. And if the game has saved that we already picked up that map, I don't know if I can get the first ruins map this time around. Did my highness? Well, yeah. Ah, Duncan, that's the name of the guy. She's a rat! She's just tattled. Ah, well. Oh, there is something to check here. Remember that guy we found hidden who was tied up? Pretty sure he said he was from the Imperial Army, and Synbios let him go, but he was still gonna go hunt us, you know, join the enemy at that point, which is who we are now. Might be worth trying to find him. Why did you make that much food? Because there was a whole bunch of monks here once upon a time. Nah, we can't stay long. Can't let the episode get too long, guys.
So, what was it? It was like at the end of the hall. Yeah. And then we went around here. Oh, but he did. I guess he ran off. I don't know where he went. Precisely. Can I not? Oh, there we go. I love invisible wall navigation. Good times. Well, I clearly looted this place effectively the first time. Well, I figured we should double check, but obviously he's not here. The chest has also been looted. Long live Balsamo. Probably read that before. You know, a lot of this town's a repeat if you saw Scenario 1, so sort of skim through it. This was where we found the 4 high priests who could have easily killed us, and they foolishly let us go. Well, it wasn't foolish. They actually planned for us to take the blame for kidnapping the Emperor. So us surviving was part of the plan. They couldn't just kill us, I guess. There was also like some treasure beside it. There's some really annoyingly hid treasures in this town. I don't like those random wall treasure. Maybe it was a cooking accident. Yeah, I don't know about that. So we'll check Duncan's house out last. Another... Oh, this was the Republic headquarters, right? Maybe. I don't even... I think this... Was this where we found Obright? I can't remember. This is one of those weird towns that has multiple sort of underground headquarters. Well... Not this Imperial army. They already tried to kill us. An Imperial archer. That's right. That was the guy I was looking for. Yeah, okay. So he's gone. I don't know if we're going to be able to find him. But we'll keep our eyes open, right? Man... She just looked into my eyes and said, "Yes, you're the one." Hey, kid. Why is your army so small? Yeah, I'm super polite. Ah, right. Telling off the kid. All the girls, they just love his hair. It's Prince Medion's flowing hair, his little ponytail, you know. Can't get enough. So they just tell him, "Duncan, how far away from Balsamo do you think the Synbios army is?" "Oh, look, that treasure chest is refilled." I mean, I don't know, Toby, but they've probably made it pretty far away by now. The Imperial soldiers guarding the town think King Benetrim and the Synbios army abducted the Emperor. But the Emperor wasn't with them. One of these is the kid talking, and one of them's the old man, but I don't know which one's which. The true culprit behind the Emperor's abduction is somewhere else, no doubt. King Benetrim said he'd find the real abductor at any cost. Maybe that was the kid. I don't know. King Benetrim sounded as if he had an idea about what's really going on. King Benetrim, you say? Traitors! Arrest them! Exactly, traitors. However, this child was not involved. Please don't blame him. He was totally involved. He was just talking about Benetrim. What are you talking about, Duncan? We both helped them. Well, then you'll both die. Shh. Yeah, severely. Honestly, this whole town is probably going to be burned to the ground by Arant later. Once they found out you helped the Synbios army. Wait a minute, please. We don't wish to harm you. Are you saying an Imperial army that doesn't mistreat citizens? You're an Imperial army, right? I've never heard of an Imperial army like that. The Empire is an aristocratic society. Its citizens are expected to obey, and its military is not very forgiving. Prince Medion listens to the people, and has learned of the deplorable state of the Empire. You're Prince Medion? It is said you were born to a common woman.
Don't you talk about my mum! That may be true, citizen, but aren't you being a bit too forward in your first meeting with an Imperial Prince? That's right. Talk about my mother. I'm just sorry for my rudeness. It's just, I can't believe an Imperial Prince is here in my house. Kill him. I mean, don't kill him, right. Thank you for your forgiveness, Prince Medion, but you can't possibly support the Imperial armies. Well, it's complicated. As the prince said, we will not punish innocent people. They're not really innocent, though. Like, if there's a law against helping enemies of the state, they are definitely not innocent. They definitely broke the law. But I guess we'll just pretend they didn't. So it's an unjust law, so we'll just ignore it. We just wanted to find out the truth and get the Emperor back. It is uncommon to hear such things from Imperial soldiers. You may mean what you say, but it is hard for me to believe. I can see how words of justice from an Imperial army sound strange. But in the case of Medion army, the Medion army to you, they are true. Then why are you looking for the Synbios army? The tension caused by the Emperor's abduction is escalating into a full-scale war between the Empire and the Republic. If the Republic didn't abduct the Emperor, war between the two countries can be avoided. And we need answers. Or I could bring Synbios back and get favor with my father. Either way, I win. I'm sorry to say, you were a little too late. How so? We blasted the wells, so the Synbios army could not be followed. The well was the entrance to a secret tunnel that led to the other side of the river. After the Synbios army used the passage, I destroyed the well. So that explosion. Obright, a soldier of the Republic, who saved my... Obright, a soldier of the Republic... I don't know, kid voice? Toby, I don't trust him. I didn't want them to be caught. By now, they're probably passing through Dwarf Valley. If only we had been able to catch up with them earlier. Damn! Well, guys, now what? I'm sorry to scare you, Toby. Not finishing that sentence. He is to blame. It's all his fault. The Synbios army must be heading towards the Republic. We should head in that direction as well. But first... magically reappearing ruins map. Good. I was a little bit worried that I wouldn't be able to go to the next ruins. But now we can. Whoa! It's moldy. Well, yeah, the sweets were better than that. Probably nothing else. Yeah, that's fine. In the Imperial headquarters, there are injured soldiers who were left behind. If you need more soldiers, maybe you can take them with you. We were quite low on numbers. I didn't know there was people like you among the Empire's privileged class. I see the Empire in a different light now. Well, we're only like half privileged. You know, we are a prince, technically, but our brothers are mean and not very nice, and our dad doesn't really like us, and our mother is a commoner, so people talk down about her all the time, like you guys just did a minute ago. Anyway, that'll conclude our Balsamo town adventure. Next episode, we'll leave and try to catch up with the Synbios army. You never know, it might work out. Possible. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Hope you've enjoyed. In relation to the volume meter, I've left it at 20% this time. When I switched it down to 10 and tried to fiddle around, people said it was a little bit too quiet. So we're at a solid 20%. We'll see how this works for a few episodes, if that's better or worse or whatever. We'll see how it happens. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Hope you guys have enjoyed. And hopefully I can keep the schedule going here again now that everything seems to be working. See you next time.